Tonight, Mark loves biking. Nancy loves hanging around in caves. And when they get together...
Love you, honey.
Love you, sweetie. You could say their passion is extreme. Hold on to your sofa, because this death-defying love story gets a little rocky.
The folks in our first story aren't necessarily hungry, but they are fairly fearless. In fact, our first story has a little bit of danger, a little bit of action, lots of suspense, and if you're scared of heights, hang on to your sofa.
Get ready, Pescadero.
Ooh, those are pretty.
Mark and Nancy Lichtle, a picture-perfect family with a twist.
But as she's gotten older, she started to realize what Mommy and Daddy do.
2-year-old Taylor may know what Mommy and Daddy do, but today she'll see them do it for the very first time.
3, 2, 1, see ya!
When Mark and I met, I had probably 700 jumps, and he had about, I think, 1,400 jumps.
Their passion for this life-risking hobby united them 4 years ago. Together, they've soared from up above over 2,500 times.
It's absolutely fabulous having somebody that you love and you care about who's passionate about the same sport or activity that you're passionate about.
Just take a guess where they got hitched.
Love is in the air, everywhere I look around.
This is me and Mark, and we've got our I Do paddles, because contrary to what you think, you can't hear in free fall someone yelling at you.
Nancy is a weekend warrior with a 9-to-5 Silicon Valley job. But for Mark, this is his job.
And that shot ended up in Time magazine in a center spread. Now you got to go and strap on 15 pounds of weight on your head to capture some skydiving. Or for base jumping, you've got to be hanging over a cliff or strapped in or hanging off the skid of a helicopter to get that shot. And I want to be able to find that shot nobody thought of, nobody could get. After a while, you get kind of bored with the same mundane falling thing, and you think, what can we interject that would make this more exciting again?
That's where the rafts, boxes, and jet skis come in. His work takes them across the globe, one death-defying adventure after another.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Love you, honey.
Love you, sweetie.
Base jumping the Petronas Towers in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, the world's tallest buildings at 1,500 feet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, see ya!
The fjords of Norway, 3,000 feet up.
Chick on a cool load. Best friends, it's just too cool.
Awesome.
This place rocks.
Woo!
Woohoo!
They've base jumped bridges where seconds count, soared from one building, landing across in a nearby pool. But the most memorable, a 1,400-foot subterranean cave in central Mexico.
Nothing prepares you for this view. This is truly, truly amazing. See ya!
The opening is just 160 feet wide, an unforgiving jump for the unexperienced base jumper.
You're watching your wife doing something a little risky, and you hope that it all comes out well, and you prepare for that.
Countless hours of training, the best equipment. Safety comes first.
We don't have any kind of death wish. By far, we have a life wish, a wish to fully live our lives.
Instead of hiding their lifestyle from their pride and joy, they're about to share it with her.
Mama goes skydiving. Mama goes skydiving, that's right. All right, baby. You give me a hug? You guys have fun.
Love is in the air, in the rising of the sun. Love is in the air, when the day is nearly done.
Mommy.
And I don't know if you're illusion.
Taylor!
If I see it true.
Come on, keep coming, honey.
Taylor! Come here, sweetie. At the end of the day, it's coming home to a fabulous 2-year-old that makes it even that much sweeter.
Some might call what they do Nuts. Try telling that to these thrill seekers.
We definitely pegged the fun meter.
Oh, absolutely. Peg the fun meter, you bet.
You know, they seem like a perfectly normal couple.
Yeah, right to the point till they jump off the cliff.
The photography, though, is spectacular. And if you enjoyed it, you're in good company. Mark's work has been seen Discovery Channel, Learning Channel, all over the place. And you can see more of it at aerialextreme.com. Speaking of fun, we ran a story not too long ago, got lots of calls, got lots of letters. Remember the couple that would jump off virtually anything?
How could I forget?
Well, they're still jumping off stuff, and we're still there with the camera. Take a look.
3, 2, 1, see ya.
Mark Lichtle travels the world, capturing images from every height and angle, which he then sells.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, see ya!
His wife Nancy tags along for the thrill of it all.
I've jumped a lot of places, a lot of really unique situations.
Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia's Petronas Twin Towers. They were invited by that country's government to make this jump.
Good girl.
Mark will make several jumps with cameras mounted to various body parts. Check out this angle.
See ya.
Mark free falls 4 seconds before pulling the chute. When Mark travels, he loves staying in fine hotels, preferably the top floor. Sometimes he even arrives on the top floor. A word to the wise. Please use the front entrance. Welcome to central Mexico. Hidden in these trees, one of Mark and Nancy's favorite and most daring jumps, the Cave of the Swallows.
Is that the dream why we came here?
This is the dream.
Nancy and friends peer 3,000 feet down. From the ground up, you can see the cave opening is only 150 feet wide.
3, 2, 1, see ya!
Rock!
It opens up pretty big. You can fly around your canopy. It's a wild ride.
You can speed up whenever you'd like.
To get out of the cave, Mark designed a special pulley system right in his own garage. From launch to the opening of the chute, just 4 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, see ya.
Why would anybody jump off a perfectly good cliff? I don't know. These people are nuts, and if you're like us, you can't get enough of them. So later in the show, we have some footage that really is pretty alarming. The longest free base jump ever off a cliff in Norway.
Ever?
Terminal velocity. Wacky. Crazy, scary stuff.
All right. I'm glad we're right here, though.
Me too. We're doing the right thing here.
Okay, now on to our next story. Now. Nothing like seafood gumbo here at Kingfish in San Mateo, getting ready for Mardi Gras next week, and yum!
Another crawfish that's made the ultimate sacrifice.
All right, what's that?
I got some jambalaya here. It's fantastic. It smells good. Looks great.
Make sure you share it, okay?
All we do really is eat. Have you noticed that?
Well, you know, you do all the eating.
You do all the talking.
I do all the talking. I'm going to talk right now. Now, have you ever jumped off of a 3,000-foot cliff, let's say off in Norway?
No.
Well, our friends in San Jose have. Take a look.
Welcome to the fjords of Norway. 3,000 feet atop this massive granite monolith, Mark and Nancy will hike to the top and soar like you've never seen. Today, he's wearing his wingsuit. Looking like Batman, he'll soar 25 seconds before opening the chute.
Love you, baby!
We usually say I love you or something like that right before we jump. It's a big part of what we do.
3, 2, 1, see ya!
From this angle, it looks like she's about to hit the bottom, but Nancy will still be 1,000 feet above the ground.
Base jumping rocks!
Whatever country is placed to their adventure, awesome says it all.
I've felt like I've done so much that I've lived 3 people's lives.
What can you say? It's just wow. You know? I mean, they're nuts, clearly, but imagine being the guy with the camera who's also jumping off.
Exactly.
That's Mark. You've probably seen his work everywhere from Discovery to the Learning Channel. He's all over the place. You can see more at aerialextreme.com. Here's a good idea. We're going to show you part 3 of a story. We didn't even know it was going to have 3 parts, but it's a couple in love and they throw themselves on high places. Lovebirds defying death, part 3.
Before you take off on overwater flights, you must be certain that everyone has a parachute.
In 1944, Mel Boynton worked for the Army's Office of Flying Safety. He was a groundbreaking developer of parachute training films.
In a suspended harness, we can see him prepare for a water landing.
Mel lost his life in the summer of '44 during a jump. Little would he know, his granddaughter Nancy would inherit his passion.
I believe that I have my grandfather's adventure gene. He definitely lived life on the edge.
Decades later, little did Nancy know she would marry a man with the same thrill-seeking desire. From world record 300-person skydives to skipping off Vegas' stratosphere,
Oh my God!
Mark and Nancy travel the globe in search of the ultimate thrills, challenging base-jumping structures, and a lot of other wild stunts. Mark's taken the motor out of the jet ski. It has its own chute and will land safely in an empty field. Why jet ski when you can bike out? Or bike off. Check this out. Mark is wrapped up inside this U-Haul box. 2,000 feet spinning and free-falling. But there's only so much spinning he can take. Bridges like this one in Idaho are also a favorite of Mark and Nancy. It must be the thrill of having only seconds to open the chute. They're always finding new ways to change up the routine. It takes great arm strength to maneuver like this. You don't want to make one wrong move.
2, 1, see ya.
Handstand, anyone?
2, 1, see ya.
Safety is the first concern for the happy couple, and they always remember the sacrifice that Nancy's grandfather made some 60 years ago.
He died doing something that he loved, and he was making the activity of parachuting for our troops safe.
Mark just won an Emmy for his photography work in that story. Congratulations to Mark.